One of the nice new additions in Cubase Pro 9 is multiple marker tracks. We're going to have a look at how easy it is to set up and work with multiple marker tracks. This project in front of me is just an idea, but it's 3 different ideas. I've got a chorus idea at the start, then that's followed by more of a verse idea, and then after that, there's a bridge. So I want to set up marker tracks so that I can use shortcuts to jump in between each of these sections quickly. The very first step is to go up and add a marker track. You can do that by clicking on the plus button, or you can just right mouse click over the top of a track in the track list and then select marker. This window lets you add multiple marker tracks, but at the moment, let's just stick with one, and I'm going to call mine structure. I normally place my marker tracks closest to whatever reference it is I want to use them on. At the moment, I'm just dragging it up to the top, and I'm using the divider section because that way, if I don't need to see them, I can just drag the divider line up and over them. Now, this is the start of my first section, so I'm adding a marker just by clicking on this button here. And that's quite easy, but we can also insert a marker using a key command. So hold down Alt with your left hand and just press down with your mouse where you want to insert the marker, and a marker's automatically added. So now it's just a matter of adding a marker to this final third section of my project. So I'm just finding it, and this time I'm using the button again in the track list. So there's 3 markers, and now I can just use the numeric keys on the right hand side of my keypad to move in between the markers just by hitting 1, 2, and 3. This chorus has 4 separate vocal lines, and I want to set up cycle marker points so that I can loop these vocal lines and check the pitch and also check each note length. So I'm setting up another marker track. I've hit add track, and my marker track is sitting underneath that first marker track that I set up. So I just need to drag the divider line down so it's visible. I want to cycle this first vocal line, so I've highlighted it. I'm going to hit P, which is the shortcut to locators to selection, and then I just simply hit Add Cycle Marker. Now just turn on the cycle, and there you go. It's looping backwards and forwards, so it's a very quick process. Also quite annoying and tedious if you're not an engineer and you're not used to listening to things over and over again. That is the tedious nature of editing though. Let's do it again. On this second vocal line, I'm just going to highlight it, hit P to move the locators, and then add cycle point. A shortcut is to hold down Command or Control with your left hand and just drag along with your mouse, and that will automatically create a new cycle marker. The easiest way, I think, is to just hit that P and then add one in the track list. So there I've got 4 cycle marker points. You can quickly edit the start and end points of each cycle marker just by holding down on the tabs in the bottom left and right corner. To use my numeric shortcut keys, I need to activate this marker track. So I'm just clicking on that little button, and now they're moving nicely in between the different cycle points. Over in the left-hand side in the inspector, we can click on the E button to open up the marker editor. And now I can go over to the description and I can give a name or a description to each of these markers. So I'm just calling it verse 1, chorus, and maybe bridge. And of course, you can go back and change these if you need to later. You don't need to go and click on another track and hit the E button to change marker tracks, because you can just select any of the marker tracks in the project in this section here. Once again, I'll give these cycle marker points a name. Look, you can also go in and color these marker tracks if you want to as well. Some people will work on color, other people will work on an actual description for the marker itself. Now, of course, if you've got a lot of them, you need to come up with a system that's going to make it easy to recall them and recognize them as you're working. If you're using a laptop, then you can go into the setup and choose to have markers visible in the strip along the top, and then you just use your mouse to jump in between the markers on whichever marker track is activated. You can just select a marker and hit delete to delete it, or get your eraser, which will delete it. But if you hold down Alt and press down with your eraser, any marker on the track coming behind it will be deleted. Of course, you can undo everything, so don't panic if you've deleted all of your markers. One of the coolest features is being able to zoom in on a cycle marker. Just hold down Alt and double click with your mouse, and there you go. Also over in the track list, there's some drop down menus. So we can select marker points in the track list as well on each of these channels. You don't have to be activated, by the way. You can also go to the cycle point, and of course you can jump to the cycle marker, and you can also zoom. So that's quite handy. Lots of different ways to be able to do the same thing as always inside of Cubase. You can get greater accuracy on marker points by selecting the marker and then going to functions and saying move marker to cursor, and then it'll instantly jump over to your cursor. And finally, make sure you check out the key command section because you can set up key commands for a number of marker operations. Hey, thanks for taking the time to stop by. Please like our video and subscribe to our Cubase YouTube page for plenty more quick tip videos. I'll catch you there.